News is the rating has come out for this game that Shedeur Sanders made his debut in, and some people are like, it was 3 times higher for the Hall of Fame. Nielsen, the Sporting News on X, 2.2 million people tuned in to see Sanders play for the Browns against the Carolina Panthers last week. All right. Now, a couple of other things to note. The Hall of Fame game, no other.
The NFL just witnessed something that defied every expectation, every prediction, and every so-called expert analysis. Shedeur Sanders didn't just play his first preseason game on Friday night. He launched a full-scale demolition of the entire league establishment that let him slide to pick 144.
It wasn't the second coming when he was better than expected. The bar was very low, 14 of 23, which is 60%, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, 106.8 passer rating. But it's what, and I agree with this here, I agree, it's what he showed beyond the statistics. Showed himself that he's a leader, but I think people pretty much knew that. I do. I think they pretty much knew that he was a big-time leader, was a personality, wasn't afraid of moments. That, and being calm under pressure, he showed that he was in.
2,237,000 viewers. Let that number sink in for a moment. That's not just good for a preseason game. That's the #1 program of the night across both cable and broadcast TV. We're talking about a Friday night in August, when most people are either at happy hour or binge-watching Netflix, and over 2.2 million people dropped everything to watch a rookie quarterback that had been set up to fail.
Is currently available in 51.1 million homes. So that's where you're seeing the big ratings difference. I mean, one's available in 70 million more homes, damn near it. All right, so yeah, that's going to make a massive difference. If this game would have been on NBC, Fox, ABC, and I'm talking about Shedeur's debut, and had they had it to do over, they probably would have gotten it on there. I mean, if they realized it was going to draw that kind of a rating on NFL Network, I mean, how the
most beautiful part of this whole story? Shedeur wasn't even supposed to start. He was 4th string, barely getting reps with the practice squad, basically treated like an afterthought. Then injuries hit Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel, and suddenly the kid who supposedly wasn't ready got thrown into the fire against Carolina's first-team defense.
What a night for Shedeur Sanders. I don't think he could have had a better debut. I mean, let's be honest, what more can you ask for? 14 of 23, 138 yards, 2 tugs. Let's check it out. On his first touchdown, little play action fake, has a lot of time in the pocket, just drops a dime, makes sure not to throw a pick. This touchdown really just shows how accurate Shedeur Sanders can be. He threads the needle in between the defense, makes sure not to throw a pick. Because a lot of young quarterbacks would have thrown that pick right there in that first game. Shedeur really just looked comfortable tonight. Now this is what you expect a vet in college to be like. He started for 4 years, he should be looking comfortable. Seriously, this is what it looks like when a guy has the college reps, has the experience, and is actual competent quarterback.
Most rookies would have crumbled. Most 5th-round picks would have been happy just to complete a few passes and not embarrass themselves. But Shedeur Sanders isn't most rookies, and Friday night proved it in IMAX, surround sound, high-definition glory. Shedeur Sanders walked in and immediately changed the conversation, not just about the Browns, but about the entire draft process. How do you let talent like this slide to pick 144? How do you sleep at night knowing you passed on this?
A lot of the time it was first read, second read, get the ball out in rhythm. You get the opportunities in the red zone, and he throws a couple of high degree of difficulty passes, puts it in a tough spot for touchdowns. But I don't think it's an overreaction to say already, listen, if you cut Shedeur Sanders now, he's getting claimed.
Yeah.
So let's start that baseline of this. I know everybody wants to talk about, should he be the starter? Should he even start this week? Let's start at the baseline here, which is Shedeur's not getting cut.
Tom, there's probably some teams that hope he does get cut so they can write their draft.
According to Sports Media Watch, NFL preseason games usually pull in under 2 million viewers. NFL Network's pregame average sat around 1.89 million. Showtime for Shedeur's debut nearly doubled that average. Across the board, NFL Network, local Ohio affiliates, streaming platforms, Buffs Nation, and beyond all pressed play together.
Did y'all see about like the business side of it? He gets a percentage of everyone his jersey sales.
Oh yeah,
but everybody's buying them jerseys. And did y'all see the price of tickets for that preseason game after he announced that he was gonna be the starter?
Crazy.
Right on the shipment from $12 to $150.
And you can say it's preseason all you want to. NFL fans do not care about that. They locked in, bro. NFL fans different.
I'm just proud that he went out there and performed. He had a good game.
The clause is called prime equity. This clause gives Sanders a percentage of revenue generated from merchandise, sponsorships, and promotions linked to his name and likeness.
And they got NIL in the NFL.
He's too smart.
Yeah, that's why he got picked so far back, because apparently his agents wanted this clause.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. But let's talk about what made this must-watch TV. First, it's Shedeur. This was the first time not playing under Coach Prime, and the fact that he is battling for a roster spot in Cleveland, who has more quarterbacks than Jennifer Lopez has engagement rings. Then there's the Sanders name, on the back of a Browns jersey. Makes everyone curious. Even during preseason, yes, press notices and chatter were real. Headlines called it most watched preseason game ever before the ball was even snapped. But then came his performance. Sanders was calm, collected, even in a preseason whirl. He went 14 for 23, threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for almost 20 yards, and earned a sparkling 106.8 passer rating. That stat line would have made everyone really freak out if it happened in the regular season. But in August, game-changing.
I wanted to see exactly what you wanted to see. I wanted to see, could he play with poise? Could he throw the ball with conviction? Could he be decisive? Could he go through his progressions? The pocket collapses. Could he take off? He showed me some of everything. I'm the over route, threw it on timing. Guy in his face, led him, boom, dropped it right in the bucket. He fit those balls, pressure in his face, the second touchdown. Pressure in his face, the first touchdown. The corner slumps off, the flat. The safety is hugging him. He fits it in, gets it in, boom. On the move, the touch pass over the top. As I mentioned at the top, the receiver did make a great play, but Shedeur had a nice loft. That's not an easy throw to make. He was impressive tonight.
Meanwhile, the numbers kept pouring in, and the Browns' quarterback room suddenly was intensely interesting. I mean, the Browns, for the first time, are interesting. Nobody has ever done that outside of Jim Brown. Not even Drew Carey could do it. Browns fans, of course, had plenty of reasons to tune in. This is the potential future face of their franchise. But this audience wasn't just coming from Ohio. Buffs fans, and even some college football neutrals, made the leap to NFL Network for one night only. It's rare for a single player to move the needle like that, especially in August. But Sanders' debut felt like a cultural crossover moment. It was the meeting point of college football, NFL hype, and the lingering curiosity about whether a Shedeur Sanders-led offense without Coach Prime can work against NFL speed.
That game was in Carolina. The fact that in a preseason opener, you could have a 5th-round draft pick who, when he makes a completion, you can cut away every time to different groups of people in the stands wearing his jersey. His NFL jersey, not the Colorado jersey, or the number 12 Cleveland Browns jersey. That is something we rarely see in the NFL.
The celebrity and fan hype was off the charts. Scroll through social media, and it was clear people weren't just watching, they were invested. Des Bryant tweeted, "Let's go Shedeur Sanders." Reggie Bush chimed in with, "Give the people what they want." Fans were flooding timelines with promises like, "We will all be tuned in," and "This might be the most watched preseason game ever." And this wasn't just Browns Nation talking. Even LeBron James couldn't contain his excitement. "That young man looking good out there. Keep going up. Head down on the grind and head high to the most high," James posted. "Because when the king co-signs your debut, you know you've made it."
LeBron James even weighed in. That young king looking good out there, Shedeur Sanders. Keep going up. Head down and grind and head high to the most high. Jordan Schultz, text from a high-ranking AFC North executive on the Browns rookie. Shedeur Sanders, it's early, but wow, actually shocked how good he looks. Nike football, when you get your opportunity, create the next one. Only matter of time.
But here's what made this story even better. Shedeur wasn't satisfied. After throwing 2 touchdowns and leading his team to victory, the kid had the audacity to say he didn't feel sharp, that he could have been better. That's not false modesty. That's the mindset of a competitor who understands that this was just the beginning. While everyone else was celebrating his arrival, he was already focused on improvement. That's championship DNA right there. The performance itself was a masterclass in poise under pressure. Sanders completed his first scoring strike, a 7-yard laser to Caden Davis that threaded between 2 defenders like Tom Cruise sliding through Mission Impossible lasers. The precision wasn't just NFL ready, it was NFL elite. And all those scouts who said he couldn't handle pressure, they were watching him handle blitzes while probably struggling to handle their own embarrassment.
You know, I got pockets of of finding my rhythm, and I got to get into that quicker, regardless of anything. But overall, I feel like me out there, and I couldn't do it, of course, without the time. I couldn't do it without the play calling. I couldn't do it without anything. So I'm just thankful to even be able to have, the joy of just being on the field overall, then carrying the responsibility of doing the right thing. So that's 2 badges under my belt already, that I got out there. I feel like we operated the huddle really, really good. So it's just the small details that of course, we practice on and we talk about. And I'll say, of course, towards the end, I'll say we got a little sloppy, and we overall going to finish it up, and that's going to be a point of emphasis going into this next week.
His second touchdown came on a 12-yard toss that was low and on the money. Sanders capped his night by leading a third TD drive in the third quarter. With all eyes on him, the former Buffaloes standout performed well, drawing praise not just from fans, but from NFL insiders who were reportedly shocked by what they witnessed. "It's early, but wow, actually shocked how good he looks," texted a high-ranking AFC North executive about the Browns rookie. Once projected to go in the first round, Sanders was not called on the first 2 days of the draft, confounding television analysts who struggled to make sense of it as team after team snubbed him. On Saturday, the Cleveland Browns selected him with the 6th pick of the 5th round and 144th overall.
Pressure in your face. This is what you're going to have to do as a quarterback in the NFL. Step up in dirty pockets, pressure in your face, stare him down, keep your eyes down the field, and make an accurate throw. Most of these dig balls, you want 1 to 2 yards right outside the dig, right outside the hash marks. He put that ball right on him with 2 guys in his face. It's exactly what you want to see from a quarterback, especially a young quarterback.
If there is one thing he learned at Colorado, and Pat talked about this a lot the last couple of years, it's how to throw with dudes in his face, because he was the most pressured quarterback in Colorado, and he was tough as shit.
Yeah, also, flexed on him after.
Yeah.
And I mean, there were some blindside shots where he's fully exposed at Colorado, and he steps in the throw, dime, and then ear hole in 2024. No penalty somehow, because he's outside the pocket and everything like that. And then he's literally up celebrating with the guy he just threw the touchdown to. It's like that type of toughness is real.
Stephen A. Smith had called it a damn disgrace during the draft. "How in the hell is Shedeur not off the board yet?" he tweeted. "This kid is a first rounder in a different way. This is Kaepernick all over again being kept out. A damn disgrace. I don't care what anyone says." Skip Bayless had been even more vocal. Now, after one preseason performance, every team that passed on him looks foolish. Sanders was supposed to be an early or mid-first round pick, but he inexplicably fell to the Browns in round 5 at number 144. Well, Sanders' strong performance is already making other teams look foolish for passing on him. Maybe they didn't view him as a first-round talent, but there's no way a player of his skill set should have fallen into round 5.
I said before last college season started that Shedeur Sanders should go number 1 overall. It was either he or Travis, 1, 2, 2, 1, and I would go every time with the quarterback because he is the quarterback. He is him. He is the son of the greatest cornerback and, to me, the greatest athlete ever. Greatness flows through his veins, and I said it all year long. He should go 1 in the draft ahead of Cam.
The numbers don't lie. For context, typical preseason games barely get a passing glance. This one felt like the Super Bowl in August. The energy around a game that doesn't even count in the standings was completely unhinged. And why? Because Shedeur Sanders represents something bigger than football. He represents the power of believing in yourself when everyone else counts you out. The viewership explosion wasn't just about curiosity, it was about vindication. Every Colorado fan who watched him carry that program on his shoulders. Every Jackson State supporter who witnessed him dominate at the FCS level. No flashy distractions, just football. It's a level of self-awareness you don't always see in rookies. "I'm still the same guy," he said, focusing on preparation and execution, not the noise.
What would you grade your performance today?
I would say a C+.
C+?
Yeah. It's passing. It's passing because we got the win. That's first and foremost, and that's extremely important. But, Pop said, take advantage of the opportunity, and I don't feel like I did. So, I feel like I let him down a little bit. But on the team behalf, I feel like I ran the offense pretty well. I feel like I got to my decisions, and in some things I could have done better, and different process where I could speed my feet up. So, I'm just thankful for the opportunity. I'm happy, we won. but it's definitely still time to go to work.
But here's the kicker. This was just the beginning. Sure, it's only the preseason, but one big performance could flip the Browns' quarterback conversation heading into the regular season. With veteran depth shaky due to injuries, Shedeur has a rare chance to stake his claim early. And in an NFL landscape where rookies often get buried until year 2 or 3, commanding this much attention before taking a single official snap is a career-launching moment. The Browns will be careful with Sanders in the preseason. Shedeur Sanders isn't just another rookie. He's a ratings draw, a storyline, and a quarterback whose name alone can move an audience. Cleveland has something they've never had before. A player that commands the attention of the entire football world. This isn't the last time we'll see numbers like this attached to his name. If anything, 2.2 million viewers might just be a warm-up act.
Shedeur Sanders impressed the football world in his NFL debut. He went 14-23 for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns, and bettors have taken notice. In the past 7 days, Shedeur is the most bet player by handle to win Offensive Rookie of the Year with 23% of the money. He's the second most bet player by tickets with 15% of the bets.
Shedeur Sanders made the entire National Football League look like a whole bunch of petty fools. And the 2.237 million people who tuned in to watch him prove it, they just witnessed the beginning of something special. They watched a 5th-round pick play like a first-round talent, and they watched the NFL get served a reality check so brutal it should come with a parental advisory warning. The doubters said he wasn't ready. The critics said he couldn't handle the pressure. The executives said he wasn't worth a first-round pick. Shedeur Sanders didn't argue with them. He didn't tweet back or fire off responses. He just stepped onto that field in Charlotte and let his play do all the talking. This is what happens when 2.2 million people decide they need to see something for themselves. Shedeur Sanders turned a meaningless preseason game into must-see television, and he did it the only way he knows how, by being exactly who he's always been, the truth.